Okay, today we're going to explore how to add decimals. Lesson 3.5 in our book. We're on page 121. We have our manipulatives, so that we can use them to add. Our essential question is, how can you use base 10 blocks to model decimal addition? So that's what we're going to work on learning today. You can use base 10 blocks to help you find decimal sums. What is it when we get a sum? What operation are we doing, Mia?
Addition.
Addition. So we take our two add-ins, we're going to make them with our base 10 blocks, and we're going to group them together to find out our sum. Use your base 10 blocks to model the sum of 34 hundredths and 27 hundredths. Go ahead and put those two numbers in front of you on your table. Remember that the tenths is going to be represented by your 10 stick, and the hundredths are going to be represented by your ones cube. So we're going to put 3 10 sticks to represent our 3/10 in 34 hundredths. And we're going to put 4 ones cubes. Then for our 27 hundredths, we're going to take 2 10 sticks and 7 of our ones cubes. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is add our hundredths by combining them and figure out, do we need to regroup them? So how many should we put in a group before we have to regroup?
10.
So I have 7 over here, right? And 4 over here. So let's make a group of 10. There's 8. 9, 10. So there's one group of 10. And I have this extra one left. So what am I going to do with that group of 10 hundredths? Parker, what can I do?
You can replace it in for 10.
I can trade it in. I can regroup it in for a 10 stick, can't I? If I'm going to do that, then I'm going to cross through this so that I know I used it, and I'm going to get me another 10 stick and put it up here to replace it. Okay, now we have regrouped our 10 hundredths into a 1/10 block right here. Now we're going to add our tenths. Let's count our tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tenths. Do we need to regroup our tenths? Do we have enough to make one whole?
No.
No, we only have 6 tenths, so we can't make one whole. And then we have our 100th that we need to bring down. So when we add 34 hundredths and 27 hundredths, we get how many tenths?
6.
Put a 0 for your ones place. Put a 0 for your ones place. Don't forget your decimal. How many in the tenths place? 6. And how many in the hundredths place? 1. So 34 hundredths plus 27 hundredths is 61 hundredths. Okay, now that we've done that, we've added those two add-ins. Let's go ahead and put down in words about what we did. So, did we need to regroup on our hundredths? Okay, yes. So please write yes. Okay, so then we had 7 hundredths, right? Don't forget your THS on the end. 7 hundredths plus 4 hundredths this should go on the lines in your worksheet, is equal to 11 hundredths. Which is greater than 9 hundredths. And anytime we get in something greater than 9 hundredths, then would be 10, 11, 12 on up, we would need to regroup, right? Okay? All right, now on C, it said add the tenths by combining them. So when we combined them, how many tenths did we get? 6. So the question is, do you need to regroup the tenths? What's our answer?
No.
No. Okay, so let's write our explanation for why we don't need to regroup the tenths. 3 tenths. Don't forget your TH. Plus 2 tenths. Those were our 2 original tenths numbers. Then remember we regrouped. So we have 1 more plus 1 regrouped tenth equals 6 tenths which is not greater than 9 tenths. Which is not greater than 9 tenths. Okay, this is in the draw conclusion part on page 121. This is your explanation for question number 1. So if you're at home watching this video, go ahead and stop your video and explore this answer. Okay, now we're looking at the explanation for question 2 on draw your conclusion on page 121. The question was, if you add 2 decimals that are each greater than 5 tenths, will the sum be less than or greater than 1? Well, if we add 5 plus 5, we're going to get 10. So if we add 5 tenths plus 5 tenths, we are going to get 1. So the sum will be greater than 1, since 5 tenths and 5 tenths is equal to 1. Adding together 2 decimals greater than 5 tenths will give you a sum greater than 1. Okay? Okay, now we're not going to be using our manipulatives anymore. We're going to go ahead and do a quick draw picture of our problem. So we're on page 122. It says model the sum of 2 5/10 and 2 8/100 with a quick draw. And I believe this is on your page. You will see 2 and then 5/10. Okay? And they have modeled 2 and then 8/10 over here. So they've already modeled that for you. It says to add the tenths. How many tenths are we going to group together before we have to regroup? 10 of them. So they have circled 10 of them and drawn you a model of, I'm sorry, those are hundredths. No, 10 tenths, and they have drawn you a model of the whole above that. So there are are there more than 9/10? Yes, there are. If there are more than 9/10, regroup, which they showed you how to do that. Circle them, cross it out. So you've traded those away for one whole. Then it says to add the ones. So now we're going to go ahead and draw a quick draw of our answers. How many holes are we going to put into our answer spot here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go ahead and draw your 5 ones blocks. Okay? Once your ones blocks are drawn, you're going to go ahead and take in these 3/10 that did not regroup. So now we have how many holes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ones. Don't forget your decimal. And we have 3/10. Okay, now we're on the Sharron Show at the bottom of page 122. They've already done your quick draw. Here's 1 whole, 3/10, and 7 ones. And 1 whole, 8/10, and 5/100. I'm sorry, I think I stated this wrong. This is 7/100. Okay, so we're going to add. We always start with our place value clear to the right. So how many hundredths do we have? 7 plus 5. And what is 7 plus 5?
12.
12. So we can group 10 of these and give ourselves another 10th. Now we only have 2 left. So what is going to be in the hundredths place in our answer?
2.
These 2 extra ones that we have. So go ahead and put those in your answer. Now let's do our tenths. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tenths. So we need to do what? Regroup. So how many are we going to put in our group? How many do we put in a group so we can regroup? 10. Okay, so there's 8 down here, right? So let's regroup 8, and we need to take 2 of the top. So we're going to cross that out, and we're going to give ourselves another 1. How many extra tenths do we have? 2. Put your decimal, and then how many holes? 1, 2, 3. So your answer is 3 and 22 hundredths.